Guys, Yeezys are not selling. It looks like Travis Scott and Jordan Brand are doing a complete 180. And you may not believe this, but Nike seems to have finally solved their organized crime problem. Welcome to Sneaky Sundays. Let's kick this off with a quick release recap, starting with the Fear of God Adidas drop. So this literally happened this morning. We had two sneakers, the basketball one and this Los Angeles runner, both of them in the clay colorway. I wasn't personally too interested in the basketball one, so I've already checked those out, but the Los Angeles pair I have not seen yet, so I went in for these, managed to pick them up. But I think the sneaker release that most people had their eyes on this week was, of course, the Yeezy drops. This was a drama-filled, massive story, and we're not going to get into all of the details, because I already made an entire video on the whole Yeezy versus Adidas situation. But Adidas dropped this brand new pair of Yeezy 350s. They loaded up to the confirmed app, ready for anybody to go and enter the draw, like we're used to seeing when it comes to Yeezy releases. However, Ye's been posting to Instagram basically saying that you should not buy these things, and basically that they're fake. This led a lot of people to end up boycotting this entire release. Now, there's more details than just Ye saying don't buy these things. He's also getting sued, and apparently he's not getting paid by Adidas anymore, which is what Adidas originally said that they agreed to. This became a whole story of a massive corporation versus an independent designer, and what it seems to have led to is that this pair of 350s is completely sitting on the Adidas app. Like, every single size is available, not a single one sold out. We've got a bunch of people's different takes. Some are just saying it's because of Ye saying don't buy them, but also just the fact that 350 doesn't have much resale value, so that this colorway of the 350 just isn't hitting. A lot of people are complaining about the retail price of these things being $230. One thing that I thought was pretty interesting was this take. So the manufacturing date for this pair of 350s is 2023. Adidas was still producing Yeezys even after dropping Ye, which does give more credit to what Ye was saying, these being a fake colorway that he did not approve of. So after seeing all of this, I wonder if Adidas is just going to scrap all of the other Yeezy releases. But at the same time, yeah, this pair of 350s didn't sell out, but are people going to change their mind when it comes to a pair of foam runners and slides, or potentially a pair of 500s? You let me know down in the comment section. Once they release these pairs, would you be buying them? Either way, let's get into this upcoming stuff, and I think we're going to kick this off with the Awake New York Jordan Airship. We've got two colorways that are going to be releasing. So this all over red colorway is going to be dropping March the 9th. Now, this is one that we only just got official images of. They were originally pictured with the blue and the red pair together, making a lot of people assume that this was going to be a sneaker that was mismatched from left to right. However, it turns out that there is actually two different colorways, this red one and then this royal one. However, the royal colorway is only going to be dropping in October this year. Apparently they're going to be dropping on the 16th of October, so if you didn't like the royal one for whatever reason, you do have this one that is upcoming. Man, we might have to run back last week's episode, because I said after we found out that we were getting a Chicago Nike Dunk Low restock, they were going to be restocking the other colorways as well. Brought back the court purples recently, so I imagine we'll get a bunch more in the future. We're going to be getting the Celtics colorway as well of the Nike SB Dunk Low, and this is exclusively going to happen in Europe for now. It looks like we're getting the entire Nike SB Dunk Low J-Pack this year. As of right now, we don't have any specific dates for April, but just keep your heads up. We got some brand new looks at the upcoming Salehe Bembury Juniper Crocs collaboration. So the first colorway that we saw was this all over like salmon one with the blue or teal outsole. However, Salehe did just post about the second colorway that we're going to be getting. This one has an orange midsole, some pink accents with some purple as well. We also shared this on-foot shot of what they look like when you're wearing them. I think it's a pair of shoes that a lot of people are interested in, so it's going to be very interesting to see when these things finally drop, but I just feel like they need to announce a release date. I'd also like to know how much these things are going to retail at. We've got a big revival of the New Balance 1000 sneaker model coming up this year, and two of the classic collaborators came back for another round. So of course we've got a classic ALD collaboration, this one coming in a Volt pink, at least for the bottom half of the shoe. The upper has some kind of like tealish color along with some sail on the upper. This one, I mean, for me personally, probably pass on these, not my favorite colorway. The next one, of course, is a good old Joe Freshgoods collab, and this is a colorway I'm definitely a lot more interested in. In fact, it kind of reminds me of the recent Adidas AE1 basketball colorway, where it like shifted from purple to green when you changed the lighting. So we've got this image, this very close-up image over here, and then this of the back, and then what what I assume is the insole, but that is about it. No release date, no complete picture of the entire shoe. So yeah, as soon as we get any more information, I'll let you guys know. This is a pretty interesting one. So as we know, Air Max Day is just around the corner. It's happening on March the 26th. Some of the sneakers that we know are going to be dropping is the brand new Air Max DN. A lot of people are looking forward to that one. But with something new, we're also getting something old with the Air Max 1 Big Bubble 86 in the Sport Royal colorway. And this is what they're going to look like. They added a Volt outsole to these things. All of the images that we've seen, I don't know whether they were leaked or just rendered, but they all had a white midsole or outsole. I believe what's pretty weird about this release is that it's kind of inspired by original and then retroed designs. This was a drop that they did in 2014 for the first ever Air Max Day. It was basically the Air Max 1 Sport Red, and on this one they just made a Volt midsole on it. It's basically the original Sport Royal Air Max 1. However, it's going to have the 2014 Volt midsole. It's also going to have 326 on the tongue like the 2014 pair. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, this is actually not a bad idea. It kind of makes the first one that they dropped, the original red one, a lot more special because they're not just going to be, you know, making a ton of original colorways. I personally prefer the one with just the regular white midsole. I just would think it would be a lot more wearable, and I was kind of looking forward to getting that pair, but I mean, this is not that bad. You guys like basketball shoes, right? You know, Jordan 1, Jordan 4. But how about you get a little bit more serious? How about you actually wear a basketball shoe? This is an actual basketball shoe. I thought this was so crazy, I had to show you guys. It's the brand new off-white sneaker that is literally a basketball to some degree. You've got a bunch of different colorways and even a crystallized pair, which looks even wilder. If you take a closer look on the medial side of these things, you can see you've even got like an inflation hole. And I could just imagine you will sweat. Like, did they even think about breathability making these things? Moving over to Jordans, the Fire Red Air Jordan 6 is going to be dropping this year in 2024. Apparently this is happening on October the 12th for $200. This is a speculative mock-up done by Z Sneakerheads, typically very accurate. This is what apparently they're going to be looking like. You know, Ma Maniere and Jordan Brand were going to be doing a Jordan 3 and a 4 this year. Well, guess what? They're doing double that. That's right. We're getting 4 new Jordan Ma Maniere collaborations this year. So we're getting 2 colorways of the Air Jordan 4. So these 2, I guess, are the speculative mock-ups of what they could look like. This is what James Whitner was wearing earlier this year. And I assume that is this more kind of pinkish colorway or the slightly more tanned one. But then we're also supposed to be getting a white one with slightly different materials. So this one is called the Phantom colorway. It's an Air Jordan 4 SP. And then this one is called the Fossil Stone colorway. Both of them are going to retail for a hefty $250. The Phantom is going to be dropping September the 19th, and this Fossil Stone colorway is going to be dropping September the 28th. Now, of course, that's not all, because we've got another 2 Jordan 3s that are going to be dropping. These ones are coming sooner, and there's also a big difference between the colorways. We've got a black one and then a burgundy and white pair. I'm not gonna lie, this black one looks like it would be pretty sick. Unlike the 4s, they're gonna be dropping on the same day. So I imagine it's some kind of like men's and then a woman's colorway. They're both gonna be dropping on July the 18th and also retail for a whopping $250. Let me know what you guys think of these things. Are you hyped for some more Ma Maniere Jordans? Personally, I'm hyped for those black 3s. All right, let's talk about Travis Scott. I'll give you guys a little release reminder, March the 5th. Now, again, if you want to see a full review on these things, I'll leave it linked down in the description. We've got a little update on the dark mocha Jumpman Jack. They're now coming this fall season, and this is the pair that Travis Scott was wearing, this colorway over here, which a lot of people seem to like this one. I'm not gonna lie, I think it goes very, very well with this sneaker model. It also looks like they're gonna do a little change up of material, so instead of leather like this first sale colorway that we got, this one is gonna be in all over suede. The really interesting thing is that earlier last year, the whole Travis Scott collaboration, we thought that they were done with the Jordan 1 silhouette. They already dropped enough colorways and they were moving forwards with Travis Scott's first ever signature shoe. However, we just got news of yet another colorway of the Jordan 1 that's going to be dropping, which makes a lot of people think that maybe this whole Jumpman Jack thing wasn't really the future of the Jordan Travis Scott collaboration. And it's just kind of like one of those added extras like we got with the Air Max and the Travis trainers. So this is the latest colorway that we're going to be getting. It's the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low Medium Olive, coming early 2025. So this is a speculative mock-up of what it could look like, which is basically just like a flip on the colorway that we're supposed to be getting this year. This one over here, this is the black olive, rumored for fall time 2024. This is also another speculative mock-up of what this pair of shoes could look like. And just to recap you guys on all of the Jordan 1s that we're getting from Travis Scott in the near future, we're supposed to be getting a pale vanilla this holiday season as well. Of course, we're supposed to be getting the canary colorway, and that's happening this summertime. Of course, like I just said, this black olive pair. So we've got a handful of Jordan 1s, definitely indicating that Travis and Jordan Brand are definitely not done with the Jordan 1 silhouette. And it seems like the Jumpman Jack, I don't know how successful that's going to be. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section. I imagine a lot of people are going to be happy because most people never managed to touch any Travis Scott Jordan 1 anywhere close to retail. Right, we got some small updates on the upcoming 2024 Futura Nike SB Dunk Low release. So we've got some more images of these things. We also have a new release date. These are supposed to be dropping this summer for $135. We also got some on-foot shots of what they look like when you're wearing them. In my opinion, pretty solid pair. Adidas is going to be dropping a brand new Bob Marley sneaker. This is obviously to capitalize on the Bob Marley movie that's coming out this year. As I'm sure some of you guys know, Bob Marley loved wearing Adidas clothing and footwear, including this specific model. So Adidas is going to be dropping these things, which is kind of like, I mean, it's very appropriate for today's style. A lot of people are interested in like gazelles and sambas. Sneaker model is called the SL72. You got Bob Marley's face. It does seem like a little bit of a money grab, but hey, I mean, it does make sense at the same time. Either way, we don't exactly know when these things are going to drop, sometime very soon. I imagine around the time of the movie. Sticking with Adidas, a pair of shoes that I'm a little bit more interested in, these things. This is the Adidas Climacool Vento 3.0. Very, very big departure from the original Climacool. I actually really like what Adidas has done with the Climacool silhouette. It's often been some pretty wild, bizarre design. This new one is definitely a lot more futuristic. It looks like it's going to be incredibly comfortable, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see when it does actually release. Apparently, it's got a full boost midsole compound, which is going to be interesting as well. Kind of look like a little bit of a Balenciaga sneaker. Interesting, but as of right now, we don't have a specific release date. Just to really dash all of your hopes of getting the upcoming Jordan 1 trophy rooms, guess what? They're also going to be incredibly limited. So apparently, we got a stock rumor of 50,000 pairs, which seems relatively accurate. So apart from all of the alleged backdooring that this pair of shoes is going to be going through, they're also going to be insanely limited. Keep in mind, 50,000 pairs is like roughly what a Travis Scott shoe Jordan 1 has. And the release date is set for March the 21st. That may change, but as of right now, that's the latest update that we have. Anytime we talk about any trophy room release, people have it so set in their mind, just the whole backdooring thing. That's all they can think about. I don't know if they'll ever be able to escape that identity. I mean, it is a nice pair of shoes, but I just know that pretty much everything possible with a sneaker release is going to be going against me. This is a little interesting story. So what Air Jordan releases are part of the Reimagined series? This is a question that's been floating around for a long time. Tons of people argued. Well, guess what? We got an answer from the Jumpman themselves. Apparently somebody asked the Nike service team. So we've got the patent Breds, the Jordan 1s, obviously the Chicago Lost and Founds, the White Cement 3 Reimagines, the Air Jordan 1 High Royal Reimagines, the Air Jordan 11 DMPs or Gratitudes, and the Air Jordan 4 Bred Reimagined. And as we know, we're going to be getting a ton more this year and next year, and they're probably just going to continue doing this for the rest of time. One more Jordan story, which is pretty mind-blowing. So, you know the Bred 4 release that we just had? Well, someone received a pair with a factory flaw. Basically, Flight and the Jumpman patch on the tongue was flipped upside down instead of the correct way. They decided to list it on eBay for something ridiculous. And everyone was laughing like, bro, you're never going to get that amount of money. Well, guess what? They just sold for $17,000. Here's the eBay listing as well. It's not like it was some glamorous post. Bro just took some shots of this thing on his coffee table and listed it up. I want to know who the hell bought these things. That is wild. Something that we've been talking about for a very long time, which is Nike's organized crime situation. So this, I think, started back in 2022 or maybe even 2021. We started getting random stories of like these huge thefts that happened at pretty much every state stage of Nike's supply chain. People were just coming in, stealing boxes of sneakers off of cargo trains. Nike was getting hammered from all angles. They had to close down their flagship Portland store because so many people were stealing their products. And during this first quarter of 2024, we've seen a lot more stories of basically the police making arrests and finding a lot of these stolen Nike shoes. And now it looks like they finally got the root of all of this. This headline over here says that 9 men have been arrested for stealing $50,000 worth of Nike sneakers from a Memphis boxcar. So this is kind of the latest one. They made 9 arrests, but it gets even more interesting when you read this article from Complex saying that the alleged Nike theft ring exposed in a brand new report. Late last month, the Los Angeles Police Department seized around $5 million worth of Nike products from a warehouse in Hawthorne, California. According to the LAPD detectives overseeing this case, suspects exploited various loopholes in Nike's supply chain. It starts at the Swoosh's distribution hub in Memphis, which is where we saw a lot of these thefts take place. The criminals were able to print fake shipping labels by paying UPS and Nike employees to intentionally redirect the products across LA. This was something that a lot of people speculated on, that there was some kind of inside person giving off information or helping all of this take place. So far, only one arrest has been made in connection with the case, which was a 37-year-old Roy Lee Harvey Jr. So Harvey Jr. had been delivering items to resale shop Project Blitz, the resale company, and its owner. However, the owner of Project Blitz is not being charged in connection to this case, so maybe he didn't know that this was going on. So basically, this whole theft ring was stealing tons of Nike shoes and then just selling it on to resellers. And I wonder how much of this has a big impact on like the resale game, because we know that there's so many Jordan and Nike sneakers selling on like places like StockX or GOAT for like under resale price. And we're all thinking like, surely these can't be like average consumers who just paid, you know, $200 for a pair of Jordans and now they're selling it on StockX for half of the price. It does seem like they're finally making some pretty massive headway in this whole situation, which is pretty good because, man, this has been going on for a minute now and the amount of shoes that they were stealing was unprecedented. That is it for this week's Sneaky Sundays. We do this every single week, so subscribe to the channel and you can always stay in the loop with the latest sneaker news, the latest theft ring news, everything. And if you want to check out those upcoming Jumpman Jacks, click on that video over there.